hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear what I'm playing for you, man?
Yeah, I do. Thanks, man.
Hey, I'm bringing you some good old American music. Wait a minute.
Appreciate it, man.
Happy 4th of July to you, pal. Happy 4th of July to you this morning. Coming to you from the Business Athlete Performance Lab. Let's do a little bit of this morning. Happy 4th of July. Boom, 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 boom. How are you, pal?
What's going on, man?
Hey, I saw you streaming last night.
Yeah, man. I had a good time.
Looks like you had a good show. Best Fitness Podcast in the evenings here on YouTube. You got to go find it.
That's right.
The C Marty Fit Podcast. You got Lit Nation. If you got nothing to do in the evening, you got to just stumble on over there to YouTube and type in C Marty Fit.
It's hilarious.
And you're going to have some fun and laughter. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you all something. I'm just going to set your tone first thing this morning. Now, you might sometimes along the way, you might hear C Marty say some things that might ruffle your feathers.
Oh, yeah.
But he's just telling you the truth. He's telling you the truth with the biggest heart possible. So no judgment, just full of grace. Hey, Marty?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I jumped in last night and then I looked at my watch and I was like, Marty, I gotta go to bed, man. Gotta go to bed. I couldn't stay up with you late last night to watch the show. So I watched a little bit as you were getting going and I was like, nah, he's looking good. He's got a good chatter going. And I was like, I gotta go hit the sack. So I hit the sack.
All good, but I appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, how did it go last night?
It was fun. We had a blast, man. So
yeah,
had a lot of people on there. Yeah.
There's that one's that one ain't working. Yeah, a lot of people. What's that? No, it did go up for a second there, but I got it going here for a moment. I'm messing with camera stuff here this morning. Jimmy, how's the audio sounding, pal? I think that we're good to go. We have a day today, Marty. We are talking today about. I got to get myself organized here, nation. Where is that camera here? Maybe this one. No, this one. Let's try this one. There we go. There we go. So, Marty, today, man, here's the big hook, nation. There might be something in your life that's killing you. It's true, Marty. And you know what? I'm wondering if people don't even know it right now. You know, they're getting up, going to work. They're not leaving the house, though, Marty. They're staying home to work. You know, that whole 64% of Americans now have a remote hybrid job.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. 64%.
Just because of the pandemic, a big percentage of those.
Yeah, 64%.
Yeah.
So I wonder, Marty, if in a number of years from now we're going to wake up with a bunch of these deaths, or these people going, "Oh, I'm sick," and they're going to go, "Why?" Maybe it's because you've been working from home. I don't know. So we're going to talk about that coming up today. Kanitsky says, actually, what's going on, Kanitsky? 68.3%, Kanitsky says.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of people, man. And yes, a lot of people. Ken, Marty is fit.
That's a bar. I like that. It's very clever. I see Marty, he's fit. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Hey, I want to call this out there. So it's the Keith and C Marty show today. We have no guests. And while we love our guests, we love the guests that come to the show every single day. There's no question about that, Marty. But something happens when it's just you and me on the show.
It's a great time.
I think
very entertaining.
I think people might be surprised by some of the things that come out of our mouth. Oh yeah, you're right, Jimmy, because I didn't hit the go live on IG. Instagram, hey, listen, if you're listening to our show right now, you got to make a few changes to how you stream so we can hit everybody, or else we're just going to turn it off. We're going to we're going to stay on YouTube and everything else. But so we're going to talk today. We're going to talk today about the silent killer. Is remote work killing you? And Marty, 8 steps or a number of steps to your life.
Unbig your back?
Yes. Unbig your back. I'm going to add this to the sound effects for unbigging your back. If you want to unbig your back, you either join the morning show where we have the soft approach with the horn,
That's better. That's more accepting.
Or you can join the evening show with Marty and you can hear Big Back and you can get what, Marty? Oh, you wasn't ready with the sound of. There you go.
No. I'm sorry. Brooke said my mic was low, so I was trying to do some stuff over here. Sorry about that.
There we go. Yeah, so Marty, that's just so Brooke, that's just Marty, man. He's just chill. He's just chilleroni, man. So Ian Walker, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Kessie Mock Thick, hey man. Brooke, I got more camera angles here than you even know what to do with. You're all excited because you got the new camera. Hey, by the way, I'm still waiting to see some content with the new camera. Come on, sweetheart, get going, man. Come on. I thought you were a nerd like me. I thought you get the camera and you turn it on right away. Like I thought you're like, I got to get it set up. I got to get it onto my computer and I got to get it rolling right this second. But that does not seem to be the case because Brooke is still, I'm not sure when I'm going to see that new camera content from Sweetheart. Keeps him on thick summer right off my dog.
Did you just call her out like that? Wow, that's kind of crazy, man.
Hey, that's how we show love here in the lab, man.
That is how we show love.
I make a little. Marty. She says I've been busy. Do we?
Does she sound like this?
Yeah, she might have been busy graduating or doing some boot camp stuff.
No, I'm just playing, Brooke.
I know. There we go. What's up, Kane? What's up from? Kane's joining us from the Schofield Barracks in Hawaii. What's shaking Hawaii, dude? It's like the middle of the night in Hawaii.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I got it. So Kane, listen, I'm calling you Kane right now. We have a fellow named Enzo who joins us from the future. Now, Marty, we have a guy joining us from the past.
From the past. That's definitely from the past. Yeah.
So
catch up.
Hey, Kane, if you want to kind of meet somebody, if we got somebody, Kane, you tune into the show every single day. You are going to be, dude, about 12 hours ahead of everybody else in your life. So, it's 2:08. Just got back from 2:08. 2:08 in the morning. Yeah, 2:08 in the morning. It's still July 3rd in Kane's world.
Wow.
That's exceptional, man.
Hey, we appreciate you joining at 2:08.
We absolutely remember we had Arya Lighty join us here from a number of weeks ago coming in from
What'd you say, Keith? He froze a little bit.
Sorry, man. We had what's her name? We had Arya Lighty joining us. Remember Arya joined us?
Yeah, Arya. She was a beast.
She joined us in the middle of the night, coming us all the way from Hawaii as well. Yeah. And of course, Marty, Sarvina joins us.
Sarvina's back.
Sarvina's back. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man. So I got to tell you something. We've been running 2 streams lately, Nation. Oh yeah, Kane, it is 2:08. It's July 4th, though. You're right. So it is yes, it's the morning of July 4th. He just got back from a long field mission. So I'm up late. Kane, what do you do? What's the long field mission? Maybe he's in the military? I'm wondering. I don't know. Oh yeah, the Schofield Barracks. There you go, dude. Yeah. Well, Kane, we're glad you're tuning in with us. We can use all the listeners we can. We're just starting this thing off here. So, but Marty, I got to tell you, man, our vertical stream, like our numbers. All right. I'm going to reveal some secrets to the world listening to us right now, to the business side of our business. Dude, I've been paying attention. Like our vertical mobile numbers are through the roof.
Love it. It's a good show, man.
It's a great show, man. And I ran it last night. I ran it at midnight North America, 6 a.m. in London. Dude, we had people showing up all night.
London. You know, London loves us. They love us in London.
London does love us, exactly. Oh, there we go. Kane's at 91B in the Army. Well, awesome, Kane. We appreciate you joining us here this morning.
Definitely.
For some wonderful conversation. Hey, Marty, I want to get into the polls. We ran a poll yesterday. Jimmy, I'm going to pull it up here on the screen. Before we get into our conversation about the silent killer being, is remote work killing you? Like, is remote work actually making you closer to dead than alive? I don't know. It could be. Oh, Keston, man, read your comment. I'm reading it, man. Someone ran over your dog yesterday. Yeah. No, I didn't see that, but I'm sorry that somebody ran over your dog. And yes, Brooke, it is an awesome show. Thank you for all your support. All your support. But Kane, we're not going to take none of that garbage here in the lab. But we are going to. Oh, and Konetsky, I literally turned the phone to landscape to watch on mobile.
Oh wow, we appreciate that.
Hey Ken, we actually have a second feed running. We have a second feed running in YouTube on the mobile screen, and we have a second feed running on LinkedIn on the other screen there. So we're running both sides there on the tab. So that's how that's working. We are going to we're going to just do this here. We're going to ban and delete that there. See you, Kane. We don't got time for that kind of garbage. No, not
that
Kane.
Wasn't Kane. That was Kessie.
Kane. Kane, I'm sorry, man. I got rid of the wrong dude here. How can we undo it? So, Jimmy, we want to get rid of Kane, and we want to get rid of the other dude because we don't got time for that kind of garbage. But Kane, I might have inadvertently got ready out of the room here, so we're going to bring you back. I apologize for that. So listen, let's get into the polls. We ran a poll yesterday, and the polls yesterday's show was around. I'm going to pull this up here right now. Yesterday's poll, Marty. Do you believe advocating for accessibility in human interface design is necessary? We had a wonderful chat with Maho Pacheco and Christopher Keach. Do you believe advocating for accessibility in human interface design is necessary? We had 4 questions, 4 answers. Absolutely essential, very important, somewhat important, and not really necessary. Well, I got to tell you, responses I hope were obvious. Absolutely essential.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. LinkedIn is a good community, good people.
Yes.
A lot of empathetic people on there, so I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah. Hey, dude, what did you take out of that conversation yesterday with Maho regarding accessibility? Like when you went through your day yesterday, you went to the gym and you went through your day, and we had that conversation with awareness. What did you take from that yesterday, pal?
It opened my eyes to things we don't think about every day and people we don't think about every day. So, and
it's
like
true,
I said,
right?
I see it from the fitness standpoint, helping people with injuries and disabilities and stuff. But outside of that, I don't really think about it. And so that was an eye opener for me for sure.
It was for me as well. It does cross my mind, but probably not enough. So as I was going through my day yesterday, I made a video. I made sure that the accessibility stuff was on, and it certainly created awareness for me. And I liked where we came at it from. And as I said to you yesterday, I knocked on Rich's door to get him in to talk about accessibility and fitness. But today's poll, Marty, because we're talking about remote work and is it killing you, nation? Like, are you just staying at home getting your job done, and it's remote work is silently killing you? We're going to talk about that in a few moments. You'd think that it's actually making you healthier, Marty. Maybe some are saying it's killing you. But today we're going to talk
conversation to have. I
agree. Yeah. So Marty, if you could choose your ideal remote work setup, which of these would you pick? Beachside cabana with Wi-Fi, cozy mountain cabin with fireplace, modern city apartment view, or just a quiet countryside garden? What are you picking, pal?
Modern city apartment view.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love views, man. It puts me in this mode where I just feel relaxed. My ideas are infinite. So I love the city view.
You love the city urban view. So if you had a choice to look through the skylines of New York City or Singapore or Dubai, you would choose that over sitting and looking at mountains and seas. Am I correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. That's exceptional. It's hard to argue with that, man. I've certainly been fortunate to do both, but there's something about the energy of a city, isn't there? When you're sitting out looking at the skyline and sitting on a terrace and looking out at just that energy, there's something pretty exceptional about that really is the opposite of a beachside cabana or a cozy mountainside, place. For me though, Marty, I need connectivity. So wherever you're gonna put me, I need connectivity, or else I'm stressed. I need my screens, man.
Yeah, I mean, we all need our screens.
Yes. Hey, coming up next week, Dr. Daniel Labby. He is a professional vision ophthalmologist. He works with elite athletes and elite business people with their eyes. He's going to join us next week to talk about eyesight and talk about vision and so forth. And I bring him up because, we talk about connectivity. We talk about killing our eyes with screens. Well, Labby's going to come in and say, hey, Billis, you got to put the screen down, man, because it's killing your eyes. So we're going to talk to Labby next week when he comes into. Yes. Talk about killing today. Coming up in a few moments, we're going to talk about. We are going to get into a conversation regarding, is remote work killing you? Is it killing you softly? What's that song by the Fugees, or is it killing you not softly? And Marty, if we have time today, man, I was reading my news this morning, and I got a couple of things that I might just throw on the table for us to talk about. Do you know there's a part of your body that's not really necessary to wash?
Can't wait to hear this one.
I'm true.
Listening.
Apparently, there's a part of your body that a doctor has gone on record to say, what are you wasting water washing yourself there for?
I'm still washing it.
I got nothing to say to that. and then listen, I also read a story today. Identical twins go on separate vegan and meat diets.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and what were the results? And I'm sure it's been done before, but I found an interesting story. If we have some time, I'll throw that on the table as well. Of course, we're going to talk about return to office. And hey, I know we have been talking about this. I know that we've been talking about this in the lab regarding Ozempic. And, dude, just nothing to say to that. Ozempic is changing the way people eat. And you know what's happening? Snack companies are responding accordingly. So I know we have our opinions on Ozempic, and we will continue to bring them to life here in the lab. And we'll see if we have some time today to bring them out a little bit. But I know we have our opinions. Mine might be changing a little bit. I don't know. I'm still having some thoughts.
We lost Keith, man.
Yeah, but I'm quite intrigued and curious around this conversation around how it's changing the way people are eating. Right, and Coca-Cola is going to work, and Unilever is going to work, and Procter & Gamble is going to work. And they're going, people are buying less of our stuff because they're on Ozempic. Like it's changing the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Right. So rightly or wrongly, I don't know. We'll talk about it. And and I got to say, Jory Jansen introduced some different concepts to me last week when we had her on the show regarding Ozempic. So that's something that if we have some time, we can dig into. If not, we'll add it to the calendar for.
So people can lower their calories on Ozempic, but they can't lower their calories without Ozempic.
Well, there's.
I just asked the question. I didn't say anything bad. I just asked the question.
It's a fair question. It's a fair question.
Now they have discipline.
Well, and I think that's kind of the bone of whether it's contention or whether it's the bone of discussion. What Ozempic is teaching, and I think that's where you and I are struggling with not each other, but with the topic itself, right? Yeah. Like I know we both are all about helping people achieve their goals. I know we're all about offering grace to helping people achieve their goals. But I also know you and I are both not about shortcuts.
Yep.
However, where I have opened my mind to this is if this is a way to inspire or motivate somebody to maybe take a first step because they're scared to, that makes me curious. Mm-hmm. What I am apprehensive about though, Marty, is whether in 6 months from now, we're talking about those same people that are just back up because they haven't been taught the discipline. They haven't been taught the showing up part. They've just been taught the take the drug and it's going to fix everything. And that's what makes me nervous, my friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my issue as well.
Right. So
especially dealing with so many people who struggle with discipline and changing their lifestyle. So that's exactly my issue.
Mine too. So I wonder if we just do the quick fix, it's a mental thing. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do it because we always talk about, go look in the mirror. Well, wait a minute, maybe that's not the right thing because if you go look in the mirror, you don't like yourself, you need to go rush to take Ozempic, and it becomes a vicious circle and a vicious cycle. So I don't know. It's fascinating to me, Marty, how, me as an old Asian person growing up, which was, we grew up with the whole idea of, I just wish I had a magic pill so I can become like a bodybuilder. I wish I had a magic pill so I can lose all this weight. Well, now we're growing up in a world where there is this potential magic pill. And Marty, they're talking about by 2030, almost 10% of the North American population, 9 point somewhat percent, is going to be on these types of drugs. So I don't know. And listen, pal, I know you're progressive. I know I'm progressive. And maybe I'll offer, maybe as we continue doing the show, meeting with folks and being curious, maybe our opinions not change, but maybe our minds continue to open, because I know that's what we're all about. We're all about being curious. We're all about learning. And again, like I said, when I found this story this morning, it was fascinating to me because, because over there's a company making a weight loss drug, and there's a company over there, like one of the world's biggest companies, Unilever or Coca-Cola, going, okay, you guys are making that. It's affecting our business. It's affecting our bottom line directly. So anyways, interesting conversation to have along the way. But hey, Marty, it's time for... Yep. Time to do this, guys. It's time to check in. It is time to move your ass. I said it. It's time to be accountable. It's time to be accountable. And I know I'm frozen, but I'm not frozen anymore. Today's accountability check-in, Marty. Today's accountability check-in is all about burnout. Burnout is not about working too much. No, it's about working on the wrong things. Because when your goals don't match your daily actions, that's when burnout hits. If you value your family, but you work 90-hour weeks, you're burnt out. You're going to burn out, 100%. If you love creativity, but you work on spreadsheets all the time, you're going to burn out. Why? Because you're a creative soul. You're going, why am I doing this spreadsheet stuff? Maybe change your perspective. It's not the hours, nation. No, it's not the hours that cause the burnout. It's the alignment. So I'm going to offer you this as we wrap up today's accountability check-in. Find a way to match your daily actions with your values. If you find a daily action that matches your values, you're going to avoid that burnout. There you go. It's today's accountability check-in. On July 4th, Keith and C. Marty Fit coming to you here as we head over to the main topic of the day today, Marty, which is remote work killing you? Jimmy, we are going to continue the conversation here this morning regarding, is remote work killing people? When I first got into the remote work game, I thought to myself, Marty, man, this could be the ultimate lifestyle fitness hack. Working from home. I don't have to go buy lunch. Don't have to go to McDonald's. Nope. Or Burger King. Nope. But it's working from home, silently sabotaging your health. Let's explore, Marty, over the next number of minutes here, the hidden dangers of remote work and how you can stay healthy while working from home. And Mike Quinlan joins us. It's lonely at the top. It's lonelier at the laptop. That's right, Quinlan. It absolutely is lonely at the Oh, man. Is that a cricket joke? Or is that a good joke? I don't know, Quinlan. You might have to go back to the well for that one.
He's out in Peru. We got to let him do his thing. He's Peruvian joke.
I know we're kind. Listen, Quinlan, we love all of our guests here, but I don't know if I like that joke, man. No, we got to go back to the well for another one.
Keith, you said equivalent joke to that, so I don't know about that one. You can't judge. You can't judge.
No judgment here. Kessiman. No, not Kessiman. Kane, dude, I know that I banned you. We got to get you back in here. Jimmy, we got to figure that out. But Marty, let's talk about, is remote work killing you? So, sedentary, people remote. Is a lack of movement and long hours sitting at a desk killing people? The increased risk of obesity, cardiovascular disease, musculoskeletal issues. Remote workers, Marty, did you know that remote workers are sitting for approximately 9.2 hours a day compared to people who work out in the office 7.3 hours because they're up moving from cubicle, moving papers around. Now, some would say the extended sitting time is associated with higher risks of poor health, including back and neck pain. Thoughts?
Man, we can talk about this for hours. This is my lane here. Mm-hmm. But just to comment quickly on the back pain and the neck pain, I even experienced that, and I'm active. I'm up and I'm moving, and just sitting down, editing videos, doing work on the computer. I experienced that. So I can't imagine someone who doesn't have a stretch routine or have a gym routine. I can't imagine what they go through. So it can be detrimental. But if you have a routine or you're making the effort, I don't think it could be as bad. I think mentally too, if you go into a gym and you have that community and you're talking to people, you're moving your body, I think it can actually be great for you, because you don't have to sit in traffic, you don't have to do other things that affect your mental negatively. So we can go different directions with this, but I'm not surprised at those stats at all. And I think I would imagine that people who work from home sit down longer than 9 hours a day.
You know what? I would say to you, you are right. I am diligent, pal, with my Apple Watch. Like when it says Bill, stand up, I'm like, holy fart, I've been sitting for 50 minutes straight. I got to tell you, man, it doesn't make me feel very good when that happens, because I'm like, oh man, like I feel like a sedentary, pick any bad word you want. Right. So nation, I know you're listening right now and you're like, oh man, I've been sitting. Yeah. If you're sitting, you're killing yourself. Like if you're sitting too long, you are actively killing yourself, Marty.
Yep.
Right. So I know that it's easy to make fun of those desktop, those portable, what do you call those things? Those pads under the desk where you're walking under your desk.
The walking pad.
I don't know what I think about those things, but
I'm not a fan of it either.
But the reality is, if you're moving your legs, I don't know, maybe it's better than sitting, but I know that if you're sedentary too long, you're killing yourself, nation. So you got to get I'm going to use it, Marty. You got to get your donkey out of the chair.
Yeah.
And get moving.
You have to. And especially if you work from home, you can figure it out. I mean, even if you have to do it before work or after work, you can figure out some way to do it. You don't need a gym to work out. You can go outside, come in, eat breakfast or whatever you need to do before you start your meetings and start your work day. Like, I feel like you're at an advantage if you work from home.
Oh, I would. So I agree. Like, I think you are at an advantage working from home. And I'd love to hear, the opinions from listeners right now. If you're working from home, if you're spending a lot of time working from home, do you feel like you have an advantage over somebody who doesn't work from home? Right? You can go to the fridge, you can have your boiled eggs. You can go to the fridge, you can go get your fruit. You can go to the fridge, Marty, and get your chicken. You can go to the counter and get your protein shake. Did you notice? Go ahead.
I was going to say, just like I talked about my client the other day saying she didn't have time to go to the microwave and warm her food up. She's working from home all day.
Like, and I can, and listen, man, I can appreciate but that's a bigger challenge there, right? Which is, regardless if she goes to the microwave and heat up her Kraft dinner or heat up her boiled eggs, to me, the bigger challenge there is actually not so much the eating part. It's you got to get up out of the chair and get off the donkey and get moving, right? So there's two things going there, right? Which is get moving and get eating, right? And I'm going to be the first person, Marty, to admit to nation, sometimes I'm not the best of it. So I'm going to be relatable to all of you listening right now. Sometimes I suck at that as well. Yep. Right. Brooks Woodard jumps in and says, I think work from home allows for so much freedom and variety in your routine. I agree. However, Marty, some might also say that variety and that freedom is also the kiss of death. Lack of structure, lack of planning equals lack of success. Oh, I can head over to the counter there. It's 3:00, Marty. I'm feeling like a protein bar, but I'm not going to have the protein bar. I'm going to have that cookie.
Yeah. Yeah, it does require a level of discipline.
Right? So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with there's the pantry over there, or there's the fridge with all the healthy food, right? So you're asking yourself, is remote work killing you, or is the decisions you're making of the food you're putting in your house killing you? There's the bigger question, isn't it?
I like what Brooks said about the Wi-Fi allows for so much freedom and variety in your routine. I have clients who come in, they start, if there's a meeting they can do on mute, they'll put the laptop down and we'll get to work in the gym, or they'll put their headphones in if they need to. Some people even talk on the phone or talk in a meeting at the gym. So it definitely allows for some freedom. I know everyone can't do that, but
I would agree with you. So listen to this too. So not only is there freedom with the eating side, but talk about the ergonomic issues. And we talked about this a few moments ago, but poor office home setups lead to the back pain you talked about, neck strain, repetitive stress injuries. So if you're working from home and you're not taking care of your desk setup, you're silently killing yourself.
Yep.
Right? Maybe you want to sit in a Bosu ball. Marty, what's your opinion on sitting on a Bosu ball at your desk instead of sitting on a chair, or standing instead of sitting at your desk?
Sitting on the Bosu ball is better, but I mean, it's you're still low key kind of being sedentary. Standing is good too, but a lot of times standing, your muscles can still get tight, your back can still get tight, hamstrings can still get tight. Like, a lot of barbers and hairstylists, they have all types of issues from standing all the time. So, you got to get up and move your body.
As I just stood up here in the lab. Hey, Swadar, I got the new camera angle. I got the standing camera angle here, Swadar. You can see.
I love it. So, yeah, I love it.
So, Marty, the other challenge that we have is when you're working from home, perhaps maybe you're spending more time on screens than somebody who's not, because you're always at your desk. You're always on your phone, right? Symptoms of digital eye strain, headaches, dry eyes, blurred vision. So one thing we may want to offer up, Marty, is recommending some alterations to that screen time. And again, we're going to talk with Dr. Daniel Labby next week. But, if you're working from home and you're on average spending 9.5 hours sitting on your donkey, you're probably spending 9.5 hours staring at your screen. You're probably killing your eyes at the same time, Marty.
Yep. It's a sad truth.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, in like 20 years, we're all going to have some eye issues. It's going to be a disaster.
There's I think if you asked Lauren that, she would agree with you, right? And me, as I'm loving my screens, and I knew you are as well, it makes you certainly wonder what's and then as we're strapping these big headsets to our faces, we're putting the screens closer to our faces. But
yeah,
it's an interesting.
That's scary too.
So Marty, let's go from the ergonomic situations of working from home to mental. So mentally, isolation and loneliness. A lack of social interaction is potentially killing us, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness. I haven't seen humans for days. I haven't been able to talk to humans for days.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of social connections for mental health for people working from home.
Yeah. Oh no, we're humans. We're made to interact. We're made to be in communities. We're made to be around people, friends, family. So I would strongly encourage you to do that. And one way, I know this, everyone won't agree with that, is the gym. Obviously, I'm a fitness guy, so I'm advocating for the gym. What's new? But the gym is a great community there. 9 times out of 10, you're going to find people that are on the same page as you, have the same mindset. And we're there for a positive reason. Everyone's there to get better. 9 times out of 10, when they leave the gym, they probably have the same problems you have. They got family, they got work, they got finances, they got all types of things, business. And so I would encourage you to go to the gym if you don't have like a strong friend circle that you can connect with during the day, because they might be in the office, so they can't connect with you on lunch break or things like that.
So true.
A lot of the people that are at the gym, at my gym, those are my best friends now.
Oh, yes. And Marty, what I would offer too is that for those, so I'm a big, obviously, advocate of the gym, but for those that might not want to head to the gym, but are looking for that social connection, come connect with Keith and Marty. You can find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, all the social platforms. We stream every single day here, Monday to Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And I know, Marty, during the pandemic, and I'm one who works from home, and I've always been a remote person, I thoroughly enjoy the human connection through the camera. I thoroughly enjoy the human connection through the phone. So, and for me, it helps me reduce that isolation and loneliness. So those of you that are struggling with maybe not getting out to the gym and maybe prefer the comfort of your own home or prefer the comfort of your own space, but yet want that human connection, come connect with us. I can relate to you. I can relate to you. I know, Marty, I have connected with the Peloton platform, asynchronously with the instructors. I'll go and do a lift, and sometimes I'll put them on in the background while they're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing, but I'm listening to them. They're talking with me, to me. Right. And I'm hoping that people can connect to you and I that same way. So if you're working from home and you're struggling with isolation and loneliness, come check out Keith and see Marty. We got the League of Business Athletes we're launching here in a number of weeks, but it's something that I think that you guys, if you're looking for some human connection, come connect with us. Marty, the next one that's killing people. That's killing people. And I'm looking here in the private chat. What do we got coming up here? Kane. Thanks, Jimmy. Kane, we got you back here, so please let us a comment here. Jimmy, thanks for sorting that out for us. Marty, the other one, blurring roles. So again, I can relate to this. It's this idea of where does personal stop, where does professional start when you're working from home? And if you're doing both all the time, is it killing you? Signs of burnout, fatigue, irritability, decreased productivity. So I would encourage you, Marty, and I would encourage everybody listening right now is to find some harmony balance between the different aspects of life, such as setting boundaries and taking breaks, not being afraid to take breaks. I will admit, Marty, to you and to Nation and to everybody listening right now that as I'm building the lab right now, my days are long, 18-hour days, 20-hour days, no question about it. I have a confession, Marty. I took a nap yesterday.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm an advocate. I tell people all the time, man, take your nap. Now, your nap shouldn't be 4 hours in a work day, but 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and if you could squeeze an hour in, do it. Do it, especially when people get off of work. 9 times out of 10, you still have to do work later in the day. So take your nap.
Dude, I called it out on purpose because too many people are reluctant to admit that or confess it or want to do it. If you're working from home and you're putting in long hours, don't be afraid. Here's the thought process we all have, right? Every single human. Oh my God, it's 1 o'clock. I should be in a meeting right now, or I should be doing something right now. Well, no. How about you go for a 30-minute nap with yourself? How about you schedule a meeting, Marty, for yourself? Keith is meeting with Keith. And in that meeting, he's going to close his eyes for 30 minutes and refresh his productivity. How is it any different than Keith sitting down with Marty and having a meeting? And I'm telling you, or I'm suggesting this to Nation because nobody talks about it, Marty. Everybody poo-poos naps. Everybody poo-poos taking time for oneself. Hey, if you're getting up at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to start your day, then you're going to put some time in at night, dude, go for a nap.
Yeah. Even if it's 20 minutes, man. Like, don't underestimate a 20-minute nap. You wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go. Get you a 20-minute nap. Get you another coffee. Let's go. Let's go
Marty,
kill the meeting.
How is it any different? Because you talked about this a couple days ago between compound lifting. We talked about taking rests in between compound lifts, right? And you're like, hey, man, if you're doing the lift properly, you should be requiring rest.
Exactly.
If you're putting in 40, 60 minutes or 2 hours of hard work at your desk, hey, Marty, maybe you need a 20 or 30-minute rest to put your eyes down. Is it not the same thing, Marty?
Exactly. And then you can just, after the break, you can go harder or just as hard with the next batch of work that you have,
Yes.
Sorry to get off topic, but I had my clients doing sprints the other day, and one person, they went straight into the next sprint. I have them doing 10-second sprints, and I'm like, there's no way you can do a back-to-back sprint. You didn't really sprint. So if you're actually putting in the work in your work day, you probably need that break, even that 20-minute break, that 30-minute, 15-minute, whatever it is. You probably need that.
I was finding myself yesterday, Marty, my productivity was going down. I was. And I was like, you know what? I need to take a break.
Yep.
And I've been on the planet long enough. Like I was around with the dinosaurs. We talked a couple of times right there. The brontosaurus guy. I was like, I battled the T-Rex a couple of times in my lifetime. So when I was hunting for food a long time ago, I had to battle T-Rex. So,
I make a couple of jokes, but we're going to stay on topic.
My little short arms, my little T-Rex arms. When you come over here in a couple of weeks, you're gonna be like, Billis, you're that tall? I'm like, yes, Marty, I'm this tall.
Who is this guy, man? Where did we find this guy, Nation?
Oh my God. But I had enough awareness. I'm like, you know what? I'm not feeling very productive. I gotta put my head down. So I put my head down. I woke up. My dog's all over me. I'm like, all right, I guess it's time to get up. So there was no sleeping for hours. It was just enough to put the head down. And then I had Charlie jump on my belly, and I had Lola crawling on my head. And I'm like, all right, I guess it's time for Dad to get up off the couch and go back to work. So that's exactly what happened, right? So, but Marty, the other thing we talk about killing people working from home is stress and anxiety. You know, there's those remote work challenges, right? People constantly, or people maybe struggle with communicating through a camera, or people maybe struggle with managing just different stress and techniques of working from home. Stress and anxiety nation will creep up on you when you don't even know it. And I can speak from this from experience. And you know this, Marty, and I haven't talked enough about this, and you've given me hell for not talking about this enough. I successfully built a remote business. At its peak, we had 500 some odd people around the world working for us. Now, I know it's not the thousands that work for some of these big major corporations, but we went from 0 to 500, all remote, and we had to figure it out, Marty, right? So it was teaching people how to deal with stress and anxiety. So when the pandemic happened, we were like, oh, we've been doing this for 10 years. We know how to do this. Right. So, hey, Marty, some of the healthy habits for remote workers. Let's get into this for a few minutes before we continue our dialogue here. Incorporating physical activity. In 30 seconds or less, what advice would you give somebody right now working from home to say if there's one thing they can do right now that's physical, what would you encourage them to do today?
If you can't get to the gym, walk. Go for a walk. Take that meeting outside. Take that meeting on the treadmill if you have a treadmill in your house. Get your body moving. Yes.
Walking meetings are one of the greatest things, man. I try as much as I can to kill two birds with one stone. I know when I meet with the OGG, we often do it as a walking meeting. I go for a walk, put the headset on, and we'll have a business meeting, right? Go kill 30 minutes, an hour, right? And it's a great way to do that. Marty, here's one for you. Healthy habits for remote workers. How much water should somebody be drinking every single day?
I say a gallon, but half your body weight in ounces.
Yeah, get that water in, eh? And you're not talking about cola with water in it.
No. And we're not talking about Coke Zero or Gatorade Zero either, or Mountain Dew Zero.
I will admit to you and to Nation that I do like my zero drinks, not as much as I did in the past. I've learned from those experiences, but I do try to weave them in as a treat every now and then because I'm so neurotic about just drinking lots of water. And I do drink some of the flavored water, but I don't mind the zero.
You know what else too?
Tell me, pal.
I'm a big advocate of sparkling water. Get you some sparkling water, 0 calorie. Even if you sometimes I do 10 calorie or 20 calorie ones. The Liquid Death. You know, get you some sparkling water, man. I love Liquid Death.
Oh my, yeah. Well, so Liquid Death. So Aura Rings, Tom Hale. Hey man, you saw my post yesterday, and we're looking for a sponsor. Liquid Death. It might be a way for you to get in front of a morning audience around the world.
Have you seen me like drop them in my show on Fridays?
I've seen you drop them in the show. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just know it's. I'm gonna really knock on their door soon.
That's exceptional. That's exceptional. All right, so we're continuing our conversation here. We're coming up in a few moments. We're going to talk about a number of ways you can your life and get moving forward here. But we are continuing our chat right now about how remote work might be killing you. You might be just having the best remote work life forever, but it might be killing you. So let's talk about some of the contrarian views, the cases against working from home. So, you're going to have that decreased physical activity. You're going to have mental health challenges, and you're going to have impact on professional development. Those things potentially might happen to you. However, the key takeaways from remote work, and I'll offer them up, Nation, is that you got flexibility. You have more flexibility than you ever could have in your life, which means, Marty, the onus is on you to take ownership of that flexibility. I think remote, borderless work is the greatest thing to happen to society because there's not one person telling you, Marty, you got to be here at this time. You got to do this. You got to do this. No, if I can say, hey, Marty, here's the results we're going after. You go take care of it. And I want you to take care of yourself as a human. Man, we can make magic. We can make magic. So there is our remote work discussion. Is remote work killing you? It might be. And if you're not paying attention, it could be killing you real fast, silently behind the scenes. If you're not getting up from your desk, if you're not moving around, if you're not getting your water, if you're not getting your right food. So think about it. And again, if you want to connect with folks, come connect with myself and Marty. We're here all the time. If you're feeling socially isolated, come find us. We'll connect with you and help you move forward here. So, Jimmy, let's get into the here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move my camera to we're going to move our conversation once I find my camera screen here. We are going to move our conversation back to our See Marty Fit tip, and we are then going to continue the conversation about a number of different ways you can there's my camera. I'm just not going to swear. Your life this morning. But before we do that, let's get into let's get into this part of the show where this awesome music goes. Yeah. There we go.
Let's do it. We got the fitness tip for today. Age with grace. Don't neglect your strength training. Let's talk about it. You can't beat getting older, but you can age gracefully with strength training. Cardio is great, but strength is equally crucial. Why you need it? Builds muscle and burns fat. I know a lot of people think that just cardio alone burns fat, but the truth is building muscle is what keeps fat off of your body. Increases metabolism. You can do the quick fixes. You can do all types of things, but if you're not increasing your metabolism, it's going to be hard for you to keep the weight off in the future, and that's why you see people lose the weight and gain it back. And it enhances your overall fitness. Most importantly, strength training gives you the foundation for a healthier life as you grow. When you build strength, 9 times out of 10, you're going to continue those habits over a long period of time, and you can develop sustainable habits over a long period of time. It improves bone density, reducing your risk of fractures. Osteoporosis is real. Hip replacements, all types of things can happen as we get older. It boosts your mental health, helping you prevent cognitive decline. Absolutely. Enjoy better balance and coordination, lowering your risk of unnecessary injury. Remember, every rep you complete is an investment in your future self. What's your favorite strength training exercise? Share it in the comments. And that's the fitness tip for today.
Hey, with See Marty Fit. Listen, if you want an accountability expert, somebody to help you get that fitness in you, it's going to help you get the water in you. It's going to help you achieve that work from home success. Go knock on this guy's door.
Absolutely.
100%. He'll help you achieve their goals. And I'm going to call somebody out here. Yes, Jay Drankwalter. These two sitting at home talking about working from home. Yes. WCF is this? Yeah, it's true. Oh, yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Bring all the hate. Bring all the love. We'll address it all.
Where are we supposed to talk about it? Are we supposed to be outside? Did we say don't work at home at all?
No, actually, what we're saying is if you're working from home, you might be killing yourself. We're offering you that thought.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
And we said how it can be beneficial for your health. But, people see a title and just judge the show before actually tuning in. Trust me, I'm used to this. And I'm an expert with dealing with this type of stuff. So you can just throw those comments to me in the future. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it. I'm ready for this.
You know what's awesome is Lauren brought it up yesterday. We were talking about your show and talking about Instagram and your comments, and she was talking to her sister about your IG page, and we were just talking about how much we enjoy your commentary. We enjoy the way that you communicate to your audience, and we were talking about how you do such a wonderful job of diffusing morons out there.
Yes.
That's going to be my word. That's going to be the word. We're going to call them morons.
Yeah, that's what they are. You should see my comment section. I mean, the rebuttals are crazy.
I know. Oh, Lauren's jumping in with, no, really, Marty, you will say you're that tall or that short. Yes, Marty, you're going to be in for a surprise, man. So when you come to Winnipeg Airport, there's like a hug rug. When you're going to come down the stairs, there's going to be a hug rug. And you're going to see this little man standing on it. And you're going to look around going, where's Keith? I'm going to be like, hey, Marty, I'm over here. Marty, hello.
Looking forward to it, man.
Nation, Keith and Marty are getting together in human person in a couple weeks to shoot some content for you guys and have some great conversations. But hey, we're going to come up for the last segment here, Jimmy, and it is all about 8 steps, Marty, to your life forever. Here's how it's going to go. You ever feel like your life's a mess? Because stick around, because we got 8 steps to help you your life forever. And here's what we're going to offer up to you. Marty, recognize the problem. And if you have a problem, set some clear goals. And we've been talking over the last couple of days, and we talked, Marty, with Jory last week. Unless you find your why, you're never going to lose that weight. Unless you find that why, you're never going to build that muscle. Unless you find that why, you're never going to achieve those goals. So the first step, Marty, in unfucking your life is recognize the problem that you have and set a clear goal. Second one, use some self-assessment techniques. Journaling, therapy, talking to trusted friends, coming to talk to see Marty or myself. Have some honest self-reflection and differentiate between those temporary setbacks and those ongoing issues, right? And then sit down and say, hey, I'm going to write down some clear set goals. And I'm going to offer up, don't set a SMART goal, Marty. I think SMART goals are rooted in 1940, right? Which is, we got to find them measurable. We got to put structure around them, and we can't move. We can't have any freedom with our goals. I'm going to offer up flexible goals, right? Where life gets really busy and life gets really active, and you have 2 levers. You have the more list and you have the less list. And some days you add things to your more list, and some days you add things to your less list. Always in the direction of that ultimate big goal, right? So I will offer up the idea of offering up flex goals to Nation, which is when you get that clear goal, write it down and acknowledge that it exists. So those clear, actionable goals are going to turn those dreams into reality, providing you a roadmap for success. Marty, number 1, number 2, develop healthy habits and prioritize that well-being. Talk about the idea of consistency and discipline.
Yeah, it's needed for any goal that you have. You can't. My favorite line: you can't wing it, or you're gonna eat chicken wings.
That's what it is.
You gotta have some structure if you want to be successful, and it's you can't deny it. It happens in the gym, with family, with business, finances. You got to have some type of structure. Set rules for yourself. Have certain days where you eat clean. Certain days where you don't eat clean. You got to have some structure and be consistent with it. You can't do it for 2 weeks.
It's true.
You're not going to see significant. Go ahead.
Create those daily routines, as Marty said, right? And if there's one thing that I can offer up, Nation, is don't try to do 4 things in that first day. I've tried it before. You fail. Do one thing.
So
right?
You can't do P90X, yoga, and strength training, and Peloton in one day?
Well, no. If you've never done it before, you're going to fail at all 4 of them. So what I would offer up, Marty, is if you're saying to me, hey, Keith, you got to go get your water in you, you got to get your protein in you, got to get your walk into you. Oh, I'm going to fail at all of it. All right, Bill, step back. Why don't you start with some water today? Go hit your water goals today. Go hit your water goals and call me tomorrow. Tell me hit your water goals, and we're going to add those protein goals in. Right? I'm just the belief of if you try to pile on too much on day 1, you're going to fail by day 2, especially Absolutely. If somebody's coming from nothing.
Yep.
Right.
I do that. I do that with my clients all the time. They try to come in and how much protein do I need? I'm like, let's start with just eating clean consistently. Let's get 3 clean meals a day. So
there you go. Exactly. Reward yourself, Marty, for small victories. Use that positive reinforcement for habit formation. Right. Avoid that negative self-talk.
Yep.
And focus on progress. Hey, buddy, we had the beast William Ray in the lab a couple weeks ago, if you recall. Awesome dude. We've seen him on
beast mode.
Total beast mode, right? And I know he's been putting on some great content about courage and negative self-talk and positive talk and so forth. And focus on that positive reinforcement. And then something that we are big fans of here in Business Athlete Nation is prioritize that physical health.
Yep.
If you're going to be a business athlete, got to take care of your human first. You can get at least 30 minutes into your human, every single day. Prioritize it.
Yep.
Because if you take care of yourself first, nothing else matters. I'm so bullish in that belief. No boss, Marty, no boss is ever going to come give you hell because you took care of yourself first. And if the boss does give you hell, go get a new boss.
I agree.
It's true. It's absolutely true. because nobody that's supportive of that goal in your life is not worthy of you working for them. So if you want to unfuck your life and you have a boss or an employer getting in your way of achieving that goal, then go get a new boss or go get a new employer. There's no rocket science in that at all, Marty. Next up, cultivate relationships. Surround yourself with supportive people. Build and maintain those healthy relationships, regardless, Marty, if it's in person or socially. Right now I'm building, I love the idea of social relationships, online. Like I know I'm an introverted soul. I know you are as well. You like your own space. I love connecting with people online. I love connecting with people on LinkedIn and across the platforms and having wonderful human conversations across the platforms. But I cultivate those positive relationships, and I'm encouraging you all, nation, if you want to unstuck your life, that's something you want to do as well. Marty, last one, number 8. Seek personal and professional growth. Run towards the fire. Embrace continuous learning and self-improvement. How many times have I told you how much I hate running? And I do it twice a week. Because it's the only way that I know it's going to make me better as a human being. And I know better with air quotes, but it's something I absolutely despise. And I know I'm frozen. And I'm unfreezing at the moment here because I can see the light resetting. I hate running, but man, do I feel exceptional after I've achieved that goal, whether it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes, right? I hate it more than I love lifting because I love lifting. That just tells you how much I hate running. But man, do I feel successful after I've finished my run, Marty Fit. Mentally,
Absolutely.
So there's how we're going to offer you up 8 ways to unstuck or your life and move forward. So recognize the problem, self-assess it, set clear goals, develop healthy habits, positive reinforce, prioritize that physical health. And if you have a boss that's not going to let you prioritize that physical health, get a new one. I'm going to add that one extensively. Cultivate those relationships and seek growth. Run towards the fire. Run towards the cliff. That is our 8 steps, 8 ways you can unstuck or unfuck yourself on today, July 4th. And Marty, dude, we're coming up to the end of the show, man.
We are.
It was a good one today.
Great show.
Great show.
It's always a great show.
I would agree with you, man. And I can tell you, I would say that Nation's agreeing with us. They're tuning in, having some engagement. Brooke, thanks for joining us today. Kane, thanks for joining us from Hawaii. I'm sorry that I got a little ban on you there earlier. I got you confused with another donkey here on the board. Don't need none of that garbage in here. But Kane, thanks for joining. Come back again from the past. We'll introduce you to Enzo in the future. Brooke, thanks for jumping in. Lauren, thanks for jumping in. Quinlan, it's funny, man. We threw Quinlan under the bus at the beginning of the show. He never came back.
And we're starting to get haters too, so that means we're doing something right.
I love it. Yeah. And oversee on the horizontal stream, Sarvina, thanks for joining us as well. And Jay Drankwalter, we won't see you again. And Konetsky, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us as well. Listen, you can find Keith and C. Marty Fit here Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, over on LinkedIn, over on Instagram. We're going to rerun the streams throughout the day. Marty, I ran it at midnight last night, 6 o'clock a.m. in London. And a bunch of people tuned in. So we appreciate you guys tuning in on the second roll of this. And we're going to keep doing that to keep seeing where the audience is at. So, Marty, we'll talk to you throughout the day, pal. You have an awesome one. Nation, you guys have a great one. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And hey, have a wonderful, wonderful July 4th.